the truth about that is if you went back to, the early notebooks where I was designing the story, from the beginning, the idea was 10 days.
Right.
But it was going to be told from Emmett and Duchess's perspective back and forth for the full 10 days. We'd hear from Emmett, and then we'd hear Duchess in day one. And day two, from Emmett and Duchess, maybe we'd hear from them twice. But it would go back and forth. The baton of telling the story would be handed back and forth over the course of the 10 days. And I got into actually beginning to write chapters. And as I was writing the chapters, it began, and thinking through some of the way the chapters would be realized, what really became clear to me was that that the voices of some of these other people deserved to be heard. They needed to be heard. And that was partly because I knew those characters so well. I knew what Sally sounded like. And she appears in the first chapter. And we hear her kind of and in the morning of the second day, we hear her battering back and forth with Emmett. We get a sense of who she was, but we don't really get the really acute sense of who she was. And I felt like, what, the reader should hear her. I can hear her. They should hear her. And so same thing with Wooly. Like, it's not going to be enough to hear what Emmett thinks of Wooly and what Duchess thinks of Wooly. We need to hear how Wooly sees the world, because I think that's really the secret to understanding him. Is sort of just to look through his eyes for a minute and hear his tone, and then it would add richness to not only our understanding of him but of the tale as a whole.